is not looking good. Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill are a hot ass mess. Like, this is something that quite a few people have experienced before, right? You get in your younger years though, you get into it with a best friend or with your partner, and y'all begin exposing each other's secrets, exposing each other's darkest moments to the world, not realizing that all you're doing is making yourself look bad and make the other person look bad too. I've been there, I know, and I will never do it again. It was in my younger years though. So, in case you don't know, Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill got into it over social media, and they began dogging each other out. Okay, Meek Mill made some comments about Nicki Minaj husband, as he always do, talking about the way he dressed, talking about all kind of stuff about him. Basically, feeling he is not good enough for Nicki, and that Nicki is playing herself because he's better than him. Like, she should still be with him. To me, I have no problem with people saying certain stuff, revealing stuff in songs and how they feel about it, because that's art, that's therapeutic. But when you get to social media and just being petty and being disrespectful, totally different. To me, it lowers their brands. So he made comments about Nicki Minaj's husband. So then Nicki Minaj decided to come talk about him, about the way he dresses himself, things that he wore, right? This is back when Meek Mill had broke, I think, either his foot or his hand or something like that. And he was wearing, because I was looking at his posts on Instagram too, like, what the heck happened to you? Like, yeah, the Illuminati ain't got to you, because he was wearing purses, tight ass pants, all that kind of stuff, right? So she started exposing, clowning him for that, right? At this point, everything's still fine. It's tacky. It's not what you expect from massive, sophisticated superstars, which is how I think that you should be. I think as a superstar, you should not be on social media being ratchet, revealing, exposing stuff, arguing. That's just my thought. And to me, Nicki Minaj has just been one step at a time chipping her armor of what classifies her as a massive global superstar. She's not behaving like a superstar doing this stuff. And Meek Mill had been elevating himself, after he came home from prison. He was elevating himself, singing more classy and of the upper echelon. And him doing this brings him down and makes him look bad. So they go deeper, and Nicki revealing that he was supposedly abusive to women, was beating on his sister. I guess done beat on her before. What else did she reveal about him? So she revealing stuff like that. He revealed that Nicki Minaj knew her brother was a rapist, right? That she paid for his lawyer, and that her younger brother was raping a girl too. This is what I got to say about this. You cannot hold Nicki Minaj accountable for what her peers, family members do. Everyone is their own individual. And how I feel about her paying for a lawyer, I believe that that is what any family member would do. A lot of people who have the means, have the money, yes, they pay the lawyers for their children who, or spouses, or parents, or siblings who have murdered people, or should I say being accused of murdering people, being accused of rape, being accused of theft, being accused of all kinds of sorts of things. It is not abnormal for a relative who have the means to fund the lawyer fees for their relative. They still need representation. It's just about making sure that they get a fair trial in case they're innocent, because you're innocent until proven guilty. So people trying to knock Nicki Minaj for paying for lawyers, I do not agree with. And even she probably didn't want to. I'm quite sure her mama was on her head like, bitch, you the one with the money. Pay for your brother a freaking lawyer. And that could have also been a reason. And also, you don't stop loving your family just because they do something wrong. You don't agree with them. You might have to remove them from out of your life. That don't mean that you stop loving them. Everyone loves their family, their siblings, and want the best for them. Don't want to think the worst of them. So to me, him trying to use that against her, I'm not rocking with it. Other people have also put that out there about her brother. She is not her brother. She did not commit her brother crimes, and her paying for his lawyer is not abnormal. Is what anyone would do in that situation who had the means to. So, but anyway, he brings up that. Now, him mentioning the fact, talking about she knew he was raping her. Now, that is a different thing than versus, oh, okay, my brother been hit with this charge of rape and I'm going to pay for his lawyer fees. But to be in a situation like, okay, I already know, because you know how some people in families, all races of families know that they got a family member who is doing foul stuff, and they turn a blind eye, or they might chit chat behind their back, but they're not standing up to it or confronting them about it or anything like that. And that's pretty much what I think Meek was saying. Like, she knew her brother was raping this girl. And then, like, oh, okay, shit done finally hit the fan. People found out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pay for his lawyer fees. That's bad. That looks bad. And that's bad. And so them two go back and forth with each other, making low blows like that, exposing each other in that manner. And it just made both of them, to me, look bad. It just made both of them look bad for them being the ones saying stuff, exposing stuff, and for what they were exposing the other person for made the other person look bad. Like, so to me, they both just really made yourselves look bad. Neither one of y'all are a winner of this tap that y'all had. Like, it's crazy. Y'all just made each other look horrible and made y'all stardom look horrible. Like, y'all D-list celebrities scraping for scraps. Like, y'all should not be behaving like this at the level that y'all are at. And all they are doing is devaluing their brands to where now you will be looking for scraps, because people aren't going to be coming to invest and work with you the way that they once were when you seem prestigious. People are willing to pay more for your brand, for what you represent, for how you're viewed in the public eye. And they both are bringing that down on themselves. And it's sad that, okay, y'all two petty lovers, y'all clearly not over each other, but it was a different way to handle this. Like, at y'all age, y'all should be much more wiser than this and beyond this. Like, come on now. They both in their 30s at this point. No excuses for y'all to behaving like this on social media. Y'all should know better. Dude, that's a no-no. So, Meek Mill and Nene have... Meek Mill and Nene. Meek Mill and Nicki have just exposed themselves. Made each other look bad. Y'all can go and find it. Trust me, I'm sure all the blogs are talking about it. And tell me what y'all think about him being accused of supposedly beating on people, which to me, I'm really not holding what any of them said about each other with any real weight. Because when you're in a tit for tat with an ex and emotions are high and y'all both just trying to hurt each other, you're going to exaggerate stuff, or you're just going to say stuff that you know will make the other person look bad, regardless if it's true or not. So that's how I look at both of them. Like, I think Meek, it definitely does still want Nicki Minaj. I think her leaving him or being with this guy is bruising his ego. And maybe he's deeply in love, so it's bruising his heart. Like, he's heartbroken that she's moved on and had this new man. I think that the woman that Meek Mill is with, who's pregnant while he's still so consumed with Nicki Minaj and who she with, I think that she was just a rebound who happened to end up getting knocked up. And it's unfortunate because she's basically collateral damage. And you know what? The guy Nicki with might be collateral damage. I believe Nicki is possibly just using him like, okay, I'm getting up there in age. I'm ready to retire. I want some kids. Fine. I'm used to being in a relationship. I'm done with rappers. I'm going to just take this dude. Yeah, yeah. And I'll just have him. I'll go ahead, get married, and have some kids with him. So I believe she's possibly using him as just a rebound and a means to an end as well. Because, like, they seem to me to have the type of relationship that Rihanna and Chris Brown had to a degree. To me, I believe that Rihanna and Chris Brown were meant to be together, are each other's soulmate, and the reason why they have not successfully went on to other relationships is because they were meant to be together. And I don't think that they've ever experienced the type of love, the type of passion that they have with each other with anyone else. And I don't think that they will. And I will hope. I always wanted them two to get back together. Like, they was young when that situation happened. Kids do that. I have been in physical fights with exes when I was, well, not exes, plural. It was actually only one. But it happens. Like, when you're young, emotions high, you don't know how to love, but you having these strong emotions of loving someone, you make mistakes. You're immature. Your ego is easily bruised. You're easily become insecure. That person is all that matters at that time. So it can get toxic. And everyone has experienced that who's over the age of 25 and who is not abnormal. At some point you experience hitting the person who you was with, screaming, being jealous, all that kind of stuff. Like, it happens. So I don't think that that should have been held against them. And I wish that them two had got back together. Now, Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill, I'm not sure to say that they're soulmates. And Nicki possibly do not want him anymore, but I believe that he definitely does still want her. So he's lashing out when he should just let it go. Like, okay, you feel that way, you got that stuff to say. Don't put it on social media. Don't do that. Like, y'all not average people shouldn't do stuff like that, but y'all are superstars. Y'all damn sure shouldn't be doing stuff like that. So, tell me what y'all think in the comments. Thanks for checking this out. Make sure you subscribe.